Tsundoku, noun. Language of origin, Japanese. Meaning, the act of acquiring books but allowing them to pile up unread.
A funny thing happened on Twitter for me in early August. A retweet led me to the account of @DaveMakes, an indie developer out in Japan. They had been documenting the development of a puzzler on a Twitter thread, talking about the options and choices how the development could go. The ultimate peek behind the curtain mindset, the game looked interesting enough, and launching with a discount on the itch marketplace looked to be worth checking out. This is D-Pads and DLC, a look at retro and retro-inspired games. A simple concept turns heads when it's twisted 45 degrees, but is this indie title a bit too bare bones, or just a right fit to kill times in these pandemic days?
Comics, games, animation, and a variety of henshin credible superhero shows from Japan. Chad Bonin guides you through the Tsundoku Zone.
Mixolumia is not a taxing game for modern computers. Barring a few graphical flourishes, this is a title that could easily see a demake to the original Game Boy and probably would have thrived there. The player drops 4 squared blocks in a vertical well that starts and ends in a point, already removing the Tetris trappings of a flat bottom. This change to the iconic gameplay leads to gravity taking part, as the 4 pieces you're dropping are not super glued together and instead will float to the lowest point possible. You'll never have a gap at the bottom of the screen, but you're not trying to fill that out. Instead, you're trying to connect 3 blocks of the same color in a line, or 4 blocks of the same color in a square. Beyond that, it's your standard puzzle fare with multiple modes, all single player, putting variants on the core gameplay. You can ramp up or reduce the difficulty, keep playing until you hit a time or clear limit, or just run an infinite game. Musical selections are minimal, but keep an appropriate vibe riding if you're used to Lumines or Tetris Effect. Pair that with minimal graphic and you have a decidedly low-key affair. Notably, there are a number of visual palettes to play with, and much like a Super Game Boy, you can create your own if you're adventurous enough to open up the application's inner workings. I've made one theme off this channel to show you, but it's not particularly good enough to play using. Still, the options are there, and I'm sure we'll get some great work out of it. I dropped $9 on the title and found myself coming back to it while writing this review. Beyond fact-checking script elements, I kept plugging away at the endless mode. About the only aspects I wish were revised are the fact that pieces drop with every movement, left or right, or at least seem to, and you can't rotate as soon as it hits the bottom. These aren't flaws, but me coming at it from a Tetris point of view. It's a worthy turn on the block-dropping puzzle genre, and it continues to evolve and refine. For the small cost, you're supporting an indie developer and can have a new timed version to take you away from 2020. That's it for the Tsundoku Zone, but the stack never ends. Except when you reach the top and get a game over.
This program is brought to you by the support of members of the Tsundoku Zone Patreon. If you enjoyed this episode and have the means, please consider joining to keep the show running and get an inside look on the production.